The industry deadlines governing the coordination process for each season are an essential part of the schedule planning process. The calendar facilitates a globally synchronized and coordinated planning process by ensuring procedures take place at the same time and at both ends of the route. SHL or Historic List Message Deadline. The Historic Listing or SHL details an airline's future slot entitlement based upon its use of slots in the previous equivalent season. An airline is required to use 80% of a series of slots to be eligible for the rights to the same slots in the next equivalent season, which means summer season use dictates rights for the next summer. This helps ensure there is a high level of airport capacity utilization at congested airports. The SHLs must be distributed by the coordinator for all Level 3 airports not later than the SHL deadline. The globality of the deadline is to ensure airlines have their full slot holding at all coordinated airports they operate at so that they can work on the future schedule with certainty. Upon receipt of the slot historic listing, airlines will check to see if the future slot entitlement listed matches their expectations. A coordinator may sometimes think an airline has failed to operate 80% of a series, but the airline might question this for valid reasons. The airline and the coordinator have until this deadline to review the situation. The coordination parameters for an airport detail the maximum available capacity at the airport following an in-depth analysis of demand, available airport capacity, and any other functional limitations that might exist. Airlines need to know both the coordination parameters and their slot historics to best plan for future services. It is therefore important for the coordination parameters to be published according to the deadline and in advance of airlines submitting slot allocations. For example, an airline looking to access an airport for the first time would be better informed to make a reasonable application for slots if they know the capacity situation. The airline's slot requests should be submitted to the coordinator by the submission deadline. This is when airlines confirm or claim their existing slots and to request new slots. Failing to meet this deadline could result in lower slot priority allocation. Airlines and coordinators attending the slot conference have the opportunity to customize their profiles in the online tool that manages all appointments at the conference. It is called AppCal. Users of the tool can also show their availability in advance of attending the event. It is important for airlines to know which coordinators are responsible for coordinating which airports so valuable meeting time is used effectively. This is also an opportunity for the delegates to connect with other delegates via the chat function of the conference system. Coordinators and facilitators are in the unique position of having visibility of the airport's slot allocation and the requests. This enables them to balance outstanding slot requests that couldn't be satisfied initially. To help them address the most pressing issues, they are given an early capability to request meetings with specific airlines. The slot allocation list details the results of the initial coordination process. This is when the coordinator allocates the slots to the airline, confirming what has been possible. All slot allocations should be completed before this deadline. The SALS contains allocated and waitlisted slots, which is the slots that are left on a waiting list. Once completed, all data should be made available to all airlines operating at the airport, transparently, to aid a period of schedule optimization when airlines can start to work on closing gaps between what they wanted and what they've got. The slot conference is a forum organized by IATA for the coordination of planned operations at Level 2 and Level 3 airports, held twice each year for the summer and winter seasons. The slot conference is a significant moment in the aviation planning diary, allowing the global airline community the opportunity to meet to quick-fire optimization of their planned schedules while looking at new opportunities for route and network growth. The SRD is the date by which airlines should return whole series of slots that they do not intend to operate. Return slots will be placed in the slot pool by coordinators for reallocation to outstanding slot requests, the waiting list. This is the reference date used for the 80% usage calculation to determine historic precedence. It is a snapshot that baselines all slots at an airport and allows the coordinator to have a reference point for the future coordination activities. Slot series allocated on or after this date should be considered for historic rights unless the coordinator advises otherwise. The HBD is always 31st of January for the Northern Hemisphere summer season and 31st of August for the Northern Hemisphere winter season. The day that the new Northern Winter or Northern Summer season starts. The seasons end on the last Saturday in March and October. Or in other words, the season always starts on the last Sunday in March and October.